let these all drop to zero, then go in on silver. This is shocking, and it starts today. Massive disruptions to the market point to the price of silver changing in a big way. While everyone is staring at Trump, while everyone's complaining about Biden, these three indicators are dropping to zero. In this video, I'm going to show you, let them drop, because this is how you make a lot of money. This is from Yahoo Finance, and the article reads, EV startup Fisker's U.S. units file for bankruptcy. The article begins by saying, electric vehicle startup Fisker, which sought Chapter 11 protection earlier this week, said its U.S. units had also filed for bankruptcy in a court in Delaware on Wednesday. This is key to the price of silver because electric vehicles require silver. Solar panels require silver. This green revolution requires a lot of silver. So whenever we see a big company dropping out, that's going to impact our price of silver. Let's keep going. This article says Fisker Incorporated and its other U.S. subsidiaries have entered into Chapter 11. And as for the court filing, Fisker Incorporated listed assets estimated to be worth between $500 million and $1 billion, while its liabilities were projected as between $1 billion and $10 billion. So we're talking about a lot of money, and we're talking about a lot of silver that would go into these EVs. That's one drop. Here's another drop. This is from Bloomberg, and the headline reads, U.S. mortgage rates drop below 7%. I know, you're as excited as I am to hear that. The article starts by saying U.S. mortgage rates declined below 7% last week for the first time since March, spurring back-to-back increases in financing applications for home purchases. We've been waiting for this. As silver stackers, we know that the history of silver shows one thing. It shows that people have a choice for a tangible asset. Their tangible asset is either real estate, a home, or this precious metal that I'm holding here. Those are their choices, right? Precious metals or real estate. Those are the tangible assets. And what we've seen in the past few months is that people are not going in to buy real estate because the mortgage rates are too high. Nobody's going in on an 8% mortgage for 30-year fixed rate. What they're doing is they're taking that nest egg that they were holding for their down payment and they're putting it into precious metals, and that is giving our price a shot up. As things start to level out, and that's what we're seeing right now today, as these mortgage rates come down and people apply for mortgages, this is great because that means that they're going to be pulling out of precious metals. And if you want to buy on the dip, this is your big hint. This is exactly how you do it. If you've been stacking silver for years like I have, you know this is the cycle that silver does. You follow these data points, and when you get your dip, that's when you go in and you buy. Look, here's another data point. This is from Yahoo Finance, and it says home prices begin to come down in pandemic boom towns like Austin and Tampa. Now, you remember during the pandemic, people left cities and they went to these towns where they could buy homes for cheap and they could work remote. This article starts by saying real estate prices surged nationwide when the pandemic hit. Bidding wars, all cash offers, and contingency removals became commonplace. Now the tide has turned. Home prices in some large U.S. cities declined in April. San Antonio and Austin, Texas, and Tampa, Florida, among the most popular cities during the pandemic, saw the biggest monthly price declines. This is another huge shift for the housing market and a big hit to precious metals. Housing prices have been inflated. People are frustrated that no one's jumping in to buy. Again, with these 8% mortgage rates, nobody's buying. And they're looking on Zillow to find out the value of their home, and that is not really a appropriate way to determine the value of your home. Prices were inflated, and now things are starting to shift. People are moving out of these towns where they originally went to work remote, and that is causing a dip in the housing market. Let's continue with this article. It says, the shift comes as these markets recalibrate. Home sellers and house builders are adding more listings, just as fewer Americans are relocating there. The key differentiator we're seeing is the article. We're seeing in terms of growing inventory levels in Florida and Texas is a rise in sellers' willingness to list their homes for sale. As this plays out, we're going to see, again, this is another shift for the price of silver. As people go into the housing market, they put their investments and their money into the housing market. That means they're pulling from precious metals. So these are three big hits to the price of silver. EV startups, mortgage rates going down, people pulling out of once very popular areas to live. This is how the price of silver changes. And this is the key data that you need to look at as a silver stacker to see where the price of silver is going. Everyone wants to buy in the dip. And this is telling us, oh, if you're enjoying this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe. It really helps to get this information out there. These indicators are real-time indicators, and they're telling us if you want to buy in the dip, get ready, watch this closely because the dip is here.